Comparative statement data for Douglas Company and Mulder Company, two competitors, appear below. All balance sheet data are as of December 31st, 2009 and December 31st, 2008. And now you see on the slide the financial information, which includes income statement information for 2009 as well as balance sheet information for 2008 and 9. And then we're asked to do two things. First, we need to prepare a vertical analysis of the 2009 income statement for Douglas Company and Mulder Company in column form. And then on Part B, we will comment on the relative profitability of the companies by computing the return on assets and return on common stockholders' equity ratios for both companies. On this slide, what you see is the information that was provided in the problem with the income statement data from both companies placed in Excel. In a few moments, I will launch a multimedia presentation where you'll see how we put together the vertical analysis. Keep in mind that when you mouse over the multimedia presentation that you'll see in a moment, you will have some player controls near the bottom of it. If you mouse again off of it, the player controls will go away. Mouse back on, they'll reappear. So if you need to adjust something such as pausing it or adjusting the volume, feel free to do so. Okay, now we're working in Excel and we'll put together the vertical analysis. And I've done it ahead of time just to save some time in this multimedia presentation. But you see I have the numbers dropped in with formulas that calculate gross profit and income from operations and income before income taxes and net income. And we've dropped in the information provided in the problem. Well, first we need to compute the percentage, and with an income statement, vertical analysis is conducted by using net sales as the base. So let's bring this one to light. And what did I do? I typed in equal B7 divided by $B$7, which means take B7 and divide it by B7. But when I copy this, the $B$7 will remain the same as the denominator, and therefore, when I do the copy, everything will be divided by net sales. Now, I've done that ahead of time, so I'll just bring that to light. And you'll see that now we're subtracting B8 by B7, B9 by B7, B10 by B7, and so on. And we're able to calculate all the way down to net income the percent of net sales. Then we merely need to copy that over, which I've done ahead of time, and we see the same calculations being performed. Okay, and here once again are those formulas now that they're all copied in, right? F7 divided by F$7, F8 divided by F7, F9, and so forth, all the way down to net income, which turns out to be, we've got an error here, F14-1 divided by 339 is 4.9, rounded to 5%, but now we've got to take a different amount here. This dollar amount should be 6650, and we go down to 2% and to 3%, and that's better, and that's how we could do the vertical analysis on this one. Now we start off with the solution that we saw on the last slide, and with that information, let's take a look at return on assets. For Douglas Company, we calculate return on assets by taking $102,790 and dividing it by $829,848, and that comes up with a calculation for return on assets equal to 12.4%. The numerator, $102,790, represents Douglas's 2009 net income, while the denominator of $829,848, that represents Douglas's average assets. And you see the calculation on the top part of the screen. We need to add in both current assets and planned assets to come up with total assets. We do that for both years and divide it by 2. Near the bottom of the screen you see the same calculations for Mulder. Mulder has return on assets equal to 4.7% with a numerator of 10,136, which represents Mulder's 2009 net income, and a denominator of $214,172, and that represents Mulder's 2009 average assets. And here as well, what we need to do is add all of the assets for 2009 to all of the assets for 2008, and then divide it by 2. After having done these calculations, we see that Douglas is much more profitable than Mulder, with a 12.4% return on assets that's superior to Mulder's 4.7% return. Next, we start off with the solutions to the vertical analysis we had as well, which gives us the information we need to compute return on common stockholders' equity. And here we see Douglas is superior to Mulder as well, with a 15.6% return on common stockholders' equity versus Mulder's 6.6. The numerator, again, is the net income for both companies, and the denominator is the average stockholders' equity. So for both companies, we need to add common stock to retained earnings for each year and divide it by 2 to come up with the average stockholders' equity.